So let's discuss a little bit like what's going on right now. So let me see. Let's go to the Bitcoin chart, right? Higher time frame. um, what we're seeing here right now is I talked about in the morning like a potential short here for if we swept these poor highs, and actually on Bybit we've literally front ran them. So I don't think I wouldn't count this as a like an actual sweep. We hit the highs on Binance, but they've not been hit on like many exchanges. I know Coinbase, the high got hit eventually, but I didn't. I wouldn't consider that a sweep, like a proper sweep. Barely took out the poor highs, right? So I think what I'm actually gonna do is wait for a better sweep, and then if I see like a good reaction, maybe I'll take a scalp short. But to be honest, I remember when price was here. Hold on, let me open this a little bit. Someone actually, there was so many longs opening up here, so this little pullback even liquidated quite a lot of people, I feel like. So the market's been like very strong, but like it's been fueled by like Sailor and like a combination of Sailor and uh like like longs top lasting, right? So I'm in my opinion, I think we're closer to a potentially like a local top more than a local bottom. I think what's gonna happen is if we get like 79 80k, I potentially think we will see a lot of people calling in, for the bottom, right? People will be calling the bottom again, just like every time we go on like pretty decent rallies. Um, I was still trying to short this like around, I would say, because like I treat this as a range, right? Um, so like short above range highs, long below range lows, but I should have left this long here. I ended up canceling that, but no worries. It's more so now that now we're like above range highs. We're in like the extreme of the range, right? So scalp longs are fine. Swing longs, absolutely not. I don't think the bottom is in. Um, I think there's a chance we could go fill the single print, which if I go on the TPO, I can actually show you guys. We we've actually not swept the poor high. Actually, yes, we have. We've swept the poor high now, and we have like a couple point of interest above us as well. Um, I think single print, which is I believe, yeah, it's like between like 79.2k to like 80k. There's a single print there. Also, like if we draw like a fib from essentially this local high here. Wait, let me zoom out a little bit. From this local high here, excuse me. Like the OTE, the golden pocket will be between 80k and like 78.8. So that's where like I will be looking for reasons to get short and potentially like on a sub account open a swing short here. Why? Because even if the short even if it's not the perfect top, the last time we made like a major like decent rally here, I was trying to get there like the perfect Pico top scalp, and that was what was ended up like messing me up a little bit. So I would rather scale in if we go up even to make a move to like 83k 84k. I'd rather punt a position here on like a sub account, right? Because I do not think that lows are in. Just of like price wise and time wise, it wouldn't make any sense. We've not. It's usually bear markets last around like just over a year. It's not even been a year yet. It's been like 7 months. In addition to that, We've not even had like a proper bear market drawdown yet. It has been so far 52%. The one before this, I believe, was 70-ish percent from this high here. Oh no, it was yeah, no, yeah, 77%. And I believe the one before that was like 84, 85ish, if I remember correctly. So like every top we've had so far, which isn't a lot. We don't have a lot of data to go off of, but if we go off like yearly cycle patterns, right? Like time wise and price wise, we're nowhere near a bottom. Um, so I'm not really gunning for calling bottom just yet. I think we've still got like at minimum, if we draw this from the top, I would say like we at least see like 50K. So like roughly when Bitcoin is like minus 60% from all time high is when I think we'll see that bottom around like maybe like high 40s, low 50s. But right now, I'm not seeing any bottom signs. So yeah, that's the reason I'm so confident in taking a short around this area. Um, but of course, with like the swing short, I won't try catch the perfect Pico top this time. I'll probably scale in around these areas. So once we sweep the equal highs, I'll probably layer in a bit here, like I don't know, like 2% risk. And if we get like a bigger move to 786 or like this anchored VWAP, let me zoom out a bit. This anchored VWAP from all-time high, I think that would also be a good DCA. Getting above this would sort of like, and above this high, right, would sort of invalidate the bearish thesis because at that point it'd be like essentially breaking like or like getting close to breaking weekly structure, right? Like if we were to close a weekly candle above 98, that would break weekly structure to the upside. So I don't see that personally happening. So if we're still in a bear market, we should not go anywhere near 98K from like at least not in the next couple months. We can go to 80, like mid 80s even, right? 85, 83. But I would probably start layering in like from 79 to like 81 ish area. We've got equal highs, this golden pocket from this high, like I explained before. Single print as well. We've now tagged the poor high and had like a decent reaction, like I said before. But like I said, it wasn't a proper. I wouldn't call this like a good sweep. This was like on Binance. It literally, uh, it was like a what $7 above those poor highs that we made on at 76K. Like I wouldn't call that a sweep. Like not at all. Like a candle like that, I would need this essentially. Something like that would be something better. And even if we got that right, like even if we got something like that, like I would still be cautiously. I would still be cautious with a short here, just in case we do get like a bigger retracement to like up here, right? But I'm still treating this as a range. I'd say my only regrets are, like I mentioned in the channel, was probably canceling this limit long. This one hurt definitely in hindsight, but like it is what it is. Um, and the hype spot as well, like fuck me, I didn't expect this much of a rally if I'm being honest. I was expecting a lower high somewhere in this region, but we've now made new highs. But again, I'll reiterate, I don't think these are generational entries, and I think we're closer to, you know, a local top than a bottom. What I'll probably do is alert some scalp longs if I see like good liquidations, right? Maybe I would say this was a clean like low time frame range here that we broke out of. And let me see. hold on, this is too extended. Yeah, so we came to retest from here, so that would have been maybe a good scalp long, but I wasn't so active, and to be honest, I probably wouldn't have taken that. I would probably wait for like I think a good scalp, a good decent retrace would be the anchored, like near the anchored VWAP of here, like I need to adjust this actually to these poor highs. So I would say if we get like anywhere close to here, so what would I say, 70.4, I mean, I reckon we make another leg higher, and that's probably like around 71k, I'd say would be a good bid. Why am I saying that is because this is now like also like a supply zone here. Sorry, a demand zone. So what I would do is probably end up like scaling into probably a long here with stops below here. I think there's quite a lot of liquidations in between 74 and 72. So a liquidation candle to here, if we get that, would probably be like a quick scalp for me. But I don't know. I would need more data, right? Like it would also depend on like where these fibs end up aligning. But yeah, mainly it depends on like how badly the structure looks after we've retraced, because the structure never looks good, right? Like on here we broke H4 structure, but technically daily structure hadn't broken yet, right? It just swept. So that structure rate was what got me bearish initially, but after we rebroke it on this candle, I am like accepting that we may go a little bit higher. So I'm not gonna force a short unless we like properly sweep these poor highs. And to be honest, like the convincing short would be like, you know, just before 80s in my opinion. Until then, I'm looking for scalp alongs. So like on the lower time frame, I mean, it's not, they're not been giving like after this impulsive move up, after we closed above this candle here, like it's not been easy to get a good retrace. So what I would say is like, I don't know, if we do not sweep this candle, this wick high here from last month, right, previous month high, and we like end up holding above it, like yeah, like I would probably look for like a lower time frame long to target a little bit higher, but like that would be like a scalp long, right? I would not be, I'm not a big fan of you know, like opening swing longs here. I'll draw this scenario, wait. So this is scenario number one, right? Is we hold above this candle here, above this wick high. Scenario two would be, hold on, let me copy and paste. Scenario two would be like we retrace back under Monday high later in the week. And I don't know why this is all fucked up, but let me just delete that. If we do like similar structure here, like where we range below Monday high and consolidate, like this is the important part, right? If we consolidate below Monday high, and I don't really see any signs of like toppiness, like failure, like for example, if we get like shorts, a lot of shorts piling in at the bottom, like around like some like lower time frame lows on the order flow, right? That's probably gonna be like a scalp long for me, and I'll probably just put my stops probably below this wick here, and I'll scalp long to like, I don't know, I mean, no, I'm not gonna have like any crazy targets, but like maybe like a 3R to a 4R. It really just depends. like what happens, right? So it depends like how we close the daily candle, and it depends how whether or not like we sweep the poor high like convincingly or not. So if we go down from here and we consolidate, maybe there's another scalp long to take. But for now, what I'm actually watching is like if we get like another convincing sweep of this high here, and if we don't and we just consolidate above, then yeah, like we probably will go to these equal highs. But it's not something I'm comfortable betting on right at this minute here. So it really just depends how we like how the next few hours shape up. I would say like I would say by Wednesday, if like we'll have more information by Wednesday, so that's probably when I will have more info. Wait, let me do this. Yeah. So three scenarios would be a sweep here with like potential like a lot of like excess at the top of the candle on the order flow side. So that's where I would probably short. Consolidate above here, I'll probably find a scalp long, and if we like go back into the Monday range and we start consolidating, right below and fail to break down past like the previous week high, and we consolidate under the Monday high, then I will probably look for a scalp long there as well. So those are currently three scenarios I'm looking at. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. I think Discord might be having issues because it said on my side of the screen that it was up. Yeah. I think Discord's having some issues because it said on my end that I was sharing my screen. But I hope you can see now. It says I'm live. It says my screen is live. Okay, perfect. So yeah, like these are the three scenarios, right? Like either we consolidate above this high and we look for continuation, or we like put in a nasty candle, like a proper sweep, because I wouldn't. This is not like this is just a little wick cut, like a $9 wick above it right now. And we'll see like if we just go straight down below Monday high, then yeah, I would look for how like if whether we consolidate here or just like go further down. So it really depends, right? It'll be a reactional trade. Let's talk about Solana. Solana is interesting, right? Like I saw a couple of people saying that like this was looking like ready for a breakout, but in my opinion, this one's a slow horse. Like it's not really done much, right? But like for example, Bitcoin is at this high here, essentially, right, from like mid March, and Solana's all the way still back here. So relatively, right, Solana is very weak. So I'd be interested to I'd be interested to see where Solana is when if Bitcoin hits 79 like 80Ks, right? If Solana's are like is around the supply zone. Oh no, wait, the wrong tool. If Solana is around this zone here, once Bitcoin hits, or if it hits, because I don't know if it will, if it hits 80K and Solana's around here, I'll probably look for like reasons to get bearish because this is looking very relatively weak. I think this was a cycle coin where like a lot of people were holding because of the meme coin saga, right? Like there was a lot of catalysts for why this was like in this higher time frame range, but at the moment, right, we're not really that the meme coin saga is dead again, so it makes sense to like fundamental wise and like we can see price action wise to also look shorts on this, to also look for shorts on this. Sorry, but at the same time we need to be cautious because well, you could argue like we're starting to make like a maybe put in like a bigger move upwards. So I wouldn't blindly short just yet. But 100%, if I think Solana is overextended by the time like Bitcoin already hits like 80K, and it just so happens to be around this supply zone here, like 100%, like that's a trade I would take. Because the risk reward is good, man. Like, I think even with a wide stop, right? Like, say you think Solana hits $100 or somewhere near there, right? I think a lot of people would probably, if they have still their Solana spot, they would probably sell like around the $100 level because that's like a psychological number, right? I wouldn't expect it to just break through on the first try, and my like even just to the lows, not even targeting new lows, even just to the lows, risking like even if you were to risk like half, like the half what you would usually risk, it would be 2.5R, right? If you risk normal, then that's a 5R trade. Obviously, like what I usually like doing is waiting for some structure before shorting. So, for example, if Solana is making like structure like this, right, higher lows, and then it ends up breaking a previous high low, then what I would usually do is like try like getting short on like a lower time frame retrace. These are one of my favorite setups. Of course, it is sort of sometimes like within a higher time frame trend, it can be counter trend, but these setups are the ones that provide the most risk to reward sometimes because you have a cleaner validation right above like above a high that created a structure break, right? A lower time frame structure break. So usually those are the setups I try to look for. Of course, recently on Bitcoin, it's not been working because, well, I think just because the amount of news that has come out. I mean, you could argue like charts follow news, but lower time frame wise, if we're talking about lower time frame, there have been setups that have gone pretty destroyed by just Trump and what he says and his bullshit lies, right? So even if something may not be true, Trump will say it and it would ruin a setup, right? Like I could take I could have a system where it's like 60-70% win rate, but I don't think a system will ever have a good system. Like it would never have 100% win rate. So I expect setups to fail like here and there, right? But like I don't you know I think right now like I'm cautiously bearish. I'm not gonna blast shorts. Like this was pretty much the last time that this last short here was the last time I thought like, okay, if we break above this level here, I'm pretty sure we're going higher. So I think this was a good short. In like I don't like I would take this again if I got the opportunity to, because we had a lower time frame range here, right? We had like a lower time frame structure break here. We retested value area high, which also lined up with like this this golden pocket, right? The 618 from this high to that low here. And we had a lot of liquidity lower, right? We had good targets, but it was just one of those days where the setup didn't play out. But I'm pretty confident like at some point I will catch a nice short. But at the same time, I'm not going to blindly short without any structure, right? I'm not seeing anything here currently for a short, so yeah, I'm like cautiously bearish. Um, so yeah, I would say like higher time frame, we are still in a downtrend. So I'll explain it on USD, right? USD dominance is still in a high time frame uptrend. Hold on, let me delete these. God damn it, Sash made me draw that shit. So we're still on a high time frame uptrend on USD dominance, right? Which means we're still on a like high time frame downtrend on crypto, right? So, however, right, like midterm structure, right, it is bullish. So on the USD dominance chart, like bearish, right? So I'll just explain it on the Bybit perps chart real quick. One sec. Because like look, explaining it in USDT just kind of confuses me. So high time frame still bearish structure, mid time frame bullish, right? Mid time frame is bullish, and of course lower time frame now is lower time frame now is obviously bullish. So I would say the only place I feel comfortable blindly shorting without any structure would be this 79, above 79 essentially, right? Once we actually like get like a midterm breaker structure after we've tagged this, I think would be like that's when I would be a little bit more aggressive with shorts, in my opinion. So this is a big area for me, to be honest. Anything like this, and I would be. So essentially, this would be going from like mid time frame and lower time frame bullish to now bearish after a move like that, right? I'll actually show you an example in the past of the last range as well. So this move up here was, high time frame was still bearish once we got up here, but the mid time frame and lower time frame were, still bearish. Sorry, bullish. Once we broke this low here, fueled by this impulsive move down, that's when it started to look a little bit more bearish, right? So that's what I'd say would is something I would be waiting for, right? For like more aggressive scalp shorts. So until we get like a mid time frame and low time frame structure break like that, I'm not gonna be forcing shorts just yet. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Bitcoin right now. Like most alts still look, apart from like the outliers, which may be like Hyperliquid, which is looking very strong currently, but it's on its way to supply though. Other than that, like most other alts still look pretty dead. Like we can just look BNB. It's still in this range. I mean, it just doesn't look. It was bloody higher in March, right? Same with XRP. This is still a lot higher in March. So the only really outperformance I'm seeing is Bitcoin, Hyperliquid, and Ethereum. I think also is getting some nice legs here. Yeah, Ethereum as well, right? This was another setup I was looking at. So potentially, I would say like stops like this. And maybe this high here, if we get a retest of it, put stops below like the range high of this range. That's also something else I would like to take as like a lower time frame trade. This wouldn't be a swing though. This would just be, or I would make it pretty tight. Stops like there. We'll see. but there is like targets a little bit lower. Actually, no, I don't think I would take this. If I see a good reaction, but I wouldn't set a limit though. So that's what I would do if we get like a little bigger move upwards on Ethereum. So yeah,